everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe, share, like, continue to follow me. I know that I've been talking about my whole positive path or journey, if you want to call it that, but today and yesterday was not good at all. Needless to say, it was just like bad all the way around. So, like, it started off okay. Then I ended up finding out I had to be in a situation where I was around someone I really didn't care for, and it wasn't like, the whole thing is I didn't know. And then I ended up knowing. And then it was just like, okay, so what do you do? What do I need to do? I don't want to be rude, and not to mention, I don't want to be defeated. Who want to be defeated? No, not me, not you. You definitely get it. But anyway, so needless to say, like, I was sitting there, I was praying, reading my Bible, so forth. Talking to God, asking for peace. Keeping my mind on, whatever I had, my stuff that I got going on, which I'm excited about. It's like new opportunities. I'm working with somebody that's, kind of mentoring me through this whole thing, which is pretty awesome as well. But with that being said, it was just so, after a while, it didn't work anymore. And it was like, what, I gotta go. And, I have to dismiss myself. But the thing is, I even got upset with the person that invited me, that didn't tell me, that knew, but just assumed that I was supposed to know. So, let's just say, like, it turned from that to it even getting worse, okay? It was just like one thing after another. So I'm like with these emotions going through my head. Then all of a sudden, the whole situation about what had happened with the person that that I had feelings for. And sorry guys, it just kept replaying, you know what I mean? And I'm just like going back and forth, like, was I wrong? Was I right? Was I wrong? Was I right? Was I wrong? Was I right? That whole thing. And I know a lot of people, y'all ever felt like that, where it's just like, I don't know if I was wrong for doing it or if I was right for doing it. But at the same time, you don't really come up with a good answer for it, right? So, needless to say, like, when it came down to that, today, I woke up, I was okay. Like, I was in a place that felt numb, if I can use that. It just, if you ever felt like you just, you didn't feel good, you didn't feel bad. It was just like, hey, I'm here, I'm up, thank you, Lord, for waking me up to see another day, and so forth, right? So it was just like that type of day. At work, it just seemed to go down for, like, I didn't want to be there. I was disliking everybody that was there, and like, it was just like, why? I just want to just clock out and leave right now. And then the whole little depression thing came over me, and anger and all that kind of stuff. So, and what dawned on me? It dawned on me that if I would have took the time out to pray about it and really give it to God and let Him take it, it definitely wouldn't have transpired into the way that it did. I would have been feeling good. Like, I feel okay now because, yes, I took the time out after the math of all of the craziness and all of the up and down motions and all of the, crazy mindset stuff. Like,
hello.
So I say hi. That's my little guy again.
Hi.
We are stopped, so don't worry about it. It's why he's out of seatbelt. But yes, it's just one of those things where I was like, you know what? Today's just one of those days where you just, and you will have those days. It just all depends on what you're going to do to.
Welcome to my channel.
You see, I do this a lot around him. So I guess he needs his own channel now. But it's like you're going to have those moments. It's the fact of the matter is, at the end of it all or in the beginning of it all, you kind of want to do it. Turn it back on. That's when you have kids. So it's just like at the end of it all, it's just like,
Welcome to my channel.
welcome to his channel. You have to put the brakes on it. You know, you have to get your mind off of focus of what's being mentally, you know, in your face or in your mind or something like that. You just need to push it out, and you need to focus on, because I couldn't even get my work done. I was just like all over the place trying to get stuff organized, and I just felt like nothing was coming together for some reason, but it ended up coming together. And then it just like, I didn't want to deal with the people at my job. I was just that livid. Like, I just was ready to just clock out and just leave and not never come back. It was just like, man. And then I started thinking about, oh, I gotta come back here tomorrow. So it was just the worst. And what happened was, I took my focus off of what was really going on in my life. Like, I have so many good things, and that's what God had put onto my spirit, was like, you know what, you have so many good things that are happening in your life, that's going to happen, that you are allowing this little bit of emotion, these feelings, to basically take you off of that path. So it's just like one of those things where you just have to take the time out to put the brakes on it, which I've done plenty of times, and just redirect yourself back on the path, which means just know that you have control. Your emotions don't have control over you. You have control. So in order to control the situation is by basically taking your mind off of what the situation is. That's long gone. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can change about it. It's done. That day is no longer here. Nope, you know better than that. Got the marker. You know, kids and markers don't get along. Especially not at that age. So it's just one of those things that you just have to mentally and emotionally get yourself fixed, and not let those things, you know, get you off of that path. Because I was driving down the freeway, and then there was let's see, but he talking in the mirror, saying that he's in his channel. So and when I was driving down the freeway, it was crazy because it was a lot of cars on this three-way road, and there was a bike or a trail or something like that went along the side, but it kind of like veered off into like some housing or something like that. And he reminded me, like, you know, there's so many people on this path that you're on, that you decided to get on. And it was funny because it felt like it was, you know, when you come to a fork, and either you can come left or you can go right. And for some reason, everybody's going left. You know, the people that that let their emotions, or they have idols and so forth. So it's just like one of those things where it's just like, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to go along with what's going on right now, or am I going to go on this path there's nobody on that path, because it's hard to stay on that path. So that's what I felt like. I was on a fork, and the fork was veering, and the left and the right side was going, and there was nobody on the right side. Nobody was on that bike trail, that little thin road line that was on the other side, but everybody was going to the left. And it was like I'm following suit. It's like I felt like I came off of the path that I was on. And that was the path when I first started, when I was talking to you guys. I was all happy, you know, excited about it and stuff like that. And then, of course, I had days like this. And I don't think I have not got on here when I had days like this. So I decided to get on here to let you guys know and understand how it feels to go through those things. And it's okay. It just all depends on what the outcome is going to be. Are you going to stay on that path and continue to go down that path where it feels like it just goes deeper, deeper? It's like a rabbit hole. And you just keep going deep into it, and to the point where it's like hard for you to get out. Don't do that. So I had to get in my car, and I had to pray. I had to like let that thing go and loose me, because if I continue to stay on that, I would bring that mess home, and and just be depressed. I see commercials where, the people, they always use females. They use males a little bit, but they use majority of females. And the females be looking horrible. Be sitting there, hair need to be done, and they be looking out in space like, just miserable and like, and pathetic. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that girl. I know you definitely don't want to be that person. So with that being said, it's just, once you feel it, once you notice it, correct it. That's all I can say is correct it. Motivate yourself some kind of way. Start thinking positive. They have stop making a mess. They have a what they call trigger words, and they have action trigger words, and then they also have I think they're just called trigger words, and you have your action words. That's what it is. My bad. Using any of those type of words, if you write down certain words that that trigger happiness in you, or trigger some type of peace or love or whatever, to me, I think that's okay, because it is getting you back on that path of love, of peace, of happiness, which is of God. That's who He is. He is love. He is all of those things. And that's what He wants you to do, is have your mind on all things that are positive, all things that are pure, all things that are good report and virtue. He want to have your mind on that stuff. So in order to do that, you have to have trigger words or something to be able to get you to go back onto that path. So everybody that's gearing to the left and they're in their own little lane, self-righteousness, pride, anger, frustration, you're gearing off to the right, and you're going to righteousness. You're being holy. You're being pure and loving and kind and peace. All those things are being in you, and you're in a place where your mind is so clear, like it doesn't matter. So if somebody comes along and they're dealing with something, you can help them. You are a willing vessel. You are somebody that God can use to help somebody else that's in a situation. God can't use me today if I decided to act like that, and then somebody came to me, put it back. Somebody came to me and told me that they were dealing with something, or they had some type of emotions, or they were, or whatnot, and I'm too busy focusing on my depression, focusing on my feelings, focusing on what happened to me, and I can't help this person. So this person was sent to me, not necessarily like saying that they was particularly sent to you, but they ended up in this place at this particular time with somebody that is supposed to be, somebody is supposed to help the next person, somebody that God is supposed to use in anything and everything at any time. And He can't use you if you all clogged up with all kinds of negative vibes. That's why I am going to continue. Like, I had to pray last night before I went to sleep, because I believe if I didn't pray last night before I went to sleep, it probably would end up worse this morning for me, and who knows what would have been. Who knows what my morning would have been like. And and it just reminded me of the story about Job, where he talked about, like, hey, let me do what I do, I bet you He'll curse you to your face. And even though that transpired and that happened, even though I wanted to go to sleep and I didn't want to pray, I didn't want to talk to God, but I did anyway. I did it anyway. And sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to persevere. Sometimes you have to push through. Sometimes you just got to give up what it is that you think that it is, necessary for what, why you're going through what you're going through, and just put it down. So, I really encourage you to keep striving, to keep pushing forward, continue to watch, show, please like, share, and just keep pushing, keep going. And just take the time to think, take the time to pause and just understand what the situation you're going in, understand what's going on, and just correct it. Get your action words, motivate yourself, and switch it. You know what I mean? Switch it. So I hope this was a blessing to you guys. I hope this helped you. I hope it helps someone. If you know somebody that this may help, share, like it, and I'll be back. Tonight's gonna be a good night, and it's gonna be peaceful when I walk in my house. That's another thing. Talk positive. Stay positive mentally and emotionally. And you will make it. You'll make it. So, love you guys, and I'll be back.